Howdy. Thank you, I appreciate that. I know there's some Aggies in the audience. I'll try it again. Howdy. That's good, very good. My name is Walter Wendler. For those of you who I don't know, I'm the president at West Texas A&M University. It's a great honor and privilege to be that, and I'm thankful for it every day. And I appreciate all of you coming out for a very important announcement this afternoon regarding Happy State Bank. I'm especially pleased, before I get into that, to welcome a number of distinguished guests. First of all, Congressman Mac Thornberry could not be here today, but I believe Jayla Lackey is here, but I haven't seen her. There you are, okay. It's good to see you, Jayla. Thanks for coming out. Also, Senator Kel Seliger is here. Senator Seliger is right here. Thank you, Senator. We appreciate you coming out. Representative John Smithy is here. I just saw him a minute. There we are, Representative Smithy. Thank you. Also, Judge Ernie Howdeshell. Judge, right here, right in front. We appreciate that very much. Also, our Canyon Mayor, who happens to also be part of Happy State Bank, and we're thankful for that, Gary Hinders. Gary, it's good to see you. And Randall County Commissioner Bob Robinson. Bob is right here. We appreciate all of you coming about. There's also a number of, I'm not going to, I've seen so many people that I feel like I should mention, and I'm not going to. But there are a number of members of the Chancellor's Century Council here, and just so you know, that is a group of people that join this council, and they get together occasionally and talk about Texas A&M University and what will benefit the Texas A&M University system. And we now have the second largest delegation in that group. We have 30 people from the Panhandle who have joined that group, and I'm very thankful for that because they get to hear first what's going on in the system, and we get a chance to then give some input to Chancellor Sharp and his people. So we're very thankful for that. It's an excellent way for us to be involved. Also, I don't know if Paul Engler is here yet. Paul, are you here? He's not here. Okay. We believe he's coming. Stanley Schaefer and Helen Peel are with us. I haven't seen them, but I know there's Stanley. And where's Helen? Oh, and Helen's right there. Appreciate you both. They also have participated in helping out at the Ag Center. We're very thankful for that. We have a great group assembled, and I'll say this, for 15 years, Happy State Bank has supported everything from athletics to scholarships at West Texas A&M University, and a few instances including named scholarships. In this building, right behind me, is the Happy State Bank Studio Theater, and they were early supporters of the arts programs in the Texas Panhandle. It's very, very important. And nobody knows that better, I don't believe, than the people at Happy State because they've got branches all over in the small communities of the Texas Panhandle. And those people appreciate the opportunity to be impacted by what we do here at WT. And our arts programs, we hear a lot about, as we should, a lot about ag and engineering, but our arts programs, we're in the home of them here, are exceedingly important to the Texas Panhandle and to our students that that study here at WT. For the past decade, in honor of Pat Hickman's leadership in the banking industry and the Panhandle communities, Happy State Bank has provided students at WT support through the Hickman Endowed Professorship in Marketing, and we're thankful for that, Pat. The extensive list of contributions. I will say this, the university is a stronger institution because of the commitment of Happy State Bank, and we are thankful for that. And as important to me as the financial side of this equation is the confidence when people see an organization like Happy State Bank support West Texas A&M University. It encourages their support, and that builds confidence. And confidence is something that money can't buy. But we're thankful for the confidence that people have demonstrated in the university, and especially Happy State Bank. I'm pleased to announce today that West Texas A&M University is receiving a major gift of $2.5 million for the naming of the Happy State Bank Academic and Research Building. And I think that calls, yes, sir. This ranks among the top 5 largest gifts in the history of West Texas A&M University, and I think this is very important to note, this is the largest single contribution ever made by Happy State Bank to any organization, and we are proud to be on the receiving end of that. The Happy State Bank Academic and Research Building will contain collaborative learning spaces, a state-of-the-art meets lab, classrooms, research facilities, and faculty and administrative offices for the Department of Agriculture. And our agricultural and natural sciences areas have done exceedingly well. But I will tell you that this new facility, supported by Happy State Bank, will make a profound difference in the work environment for faculty and students, and it's going to be a tremendous improvement to our campus, and we're thankful for that, very thankful for it. It's a 3-story building. It's the centerpiece of the Paul Engler College of Agricultural and Natural Sciences, and it is going to enrich agricultural studies in the Texas Panhandle for generations, and we're thankful for that. It will also hopefully attract many of our graduates to decide to stay right here in the Panhandle and to continue to build the economy and the working capital of the Texas Panhandle, and we're thankful for that. We are very close on a $10 million funding commitment for the new buildings and various spaces in the agricultural complex, and this is putting us very, very close to nearing completion on that. We're thankful for it. Pat, to you and to the Happy State Bank Board of Directors, thank you for partnering with us, and we look forward to working together with you as we continue to build the Texas Panhandle. Please, let's show our appreciation to Pat Hickman. Next, I'd like to introduce to you the Chancellor of the Texas A&M University System. Chancellor Sharp was appointed Chancellor by the Board of Regents in 2011. On September 7, 2017, Governor Greg Abbott named him the Commissioner of the Governor's Commission to Rebuild Texas, which is dedicated to the critical public infrastructure rebuilding that's necessary along the Gulf Coast in the aftermath of Hurricane Harvey. And this is an incredibly heavy responsibility that Chancellor Sharp has, but he has the organizational and leadership skills to be, his hand on the tiller is making a huge difference in the coastal area of Texas. He has Chancellor Sharp has more than 3 decades of public service. As Chancellor, he leads one of the nation's largest university systems with an annual budget of $4.5 million. And I'm doing everything I can to get a bigger piece of that, but we're working on it. Enrollment at the A&M System's 11 University has grown to more than 148,000 students, and externally funded research expenditures are in excess of $972 million. It is a very, very significant enterprise. And it's my pleasure to introduce the man to you, Chancellor John Sharp.
Well, it's wonderful. It's wonderful to be here with all of you. That introduction was longer than he said I could speak. I asked him what he wanted me to talk about. He said, I want you to talk about 2-3 minutes. And then he gives a 5-minute introduction, and he forgets that I was head of the homeroom in the 4th grade, you know. But anyway, I will say one thing. About in 2011 or so, we and the Board of Regents all sat down and kind of targeted West Texas A&M and said, this is the place where agriculture can become king. A lot of things, but and on and off, we were on track and off track. But we have a president now that has went and fallen in love with the Texas Panhandle, and especially the kids in the Texas Panhandle, and has gone to 61 different schools, or he always corrects me, it's probably 80 by now, and And I think the Panhandle has fallen in love with him too. I mean, he is just despite being a Yankee and he talks funny, he has done just a marvelous job of getting this place together. Here's what we need to remember about agriculture before I talk about Pat and his bank. By the year 2050, we're going to have to raise again as much more food and fiber in this world than from this date till 2050 than we have produced from this date back to the time Jesus walked on earth. Now that's a heck of a job ahead of us, particularly when we got less land to do it, more urbanization, more urban sprawl, and it's going to mean really great agriculture departments are going to have to be produced. And with what Pat Hickman and Happy State Bank is doing here today, we're going to, within a very short period of time, you just watch the resources that are going to be poured into this place. We're going to produce one of the top agriculture schools in the country, right here at West Texas A&M. With what Pat is doing and Happy State Bank is doing, Texas Veterinary Medical Diagnostic Laboratory moving right next to it, some announcements that are going to be made in the next 2 or 3 weeks that sort of have been in the works for 5 or 6 years because of what Walter's doing is really going to transform this place, and we're going to show the rest of the world where the breadbasket really is and where the breadbasket of food really is in this country is not in Kansas, it is in the Panhandle of the state of Texas, and West Texas A&M is going to be right in the middle of that mix before it's over with, thanks to these legislators and people like Pat that have done so much to help us. But you know, today, this is just in my world how Pat Hickman affects me. So I go see the new digs for the Texas A&M Forest Service, which is the new fire department over in Randall County. I noticed there's a big sign, Happy State Bank. I said, yep, Pat Hickman gave $500,000 for this deal. And then I go over to the A&M Extension office, and it's about as nice an extension office as I see. And there's happy, happy, happy all over that place. And Pat Hickman was in charge of the fundraising for that thing. I come in this building, and this right behind this wall is the Happy State Bank theater room. I'm a little disappointed. I went in the bathroom, and I didn't see no signs for Happy State Bank in there. But this $2.5 million gift, which, as Walter said, is the largest single gift West Texas A&M has ever received, is going to transform agriculture in this school. It is going to be a place where kids don't have to go to College Station or to Iowa State or any place else to have the best agriculture education, and they're going to do it right here in the best beef producing place in the country. This place that we're talking about is going to house classrooms, labs, faculty offices, state-of-the-art meat lab, multi-purpose arena, pavilion for showing, handling, evaluating animals, whether they're coming to class or conduct research or to show livestock or to buy meat from a store. There will be a store in this building where you can come buy processed meat. Anyone who walks through the doors of this facility is going to see the name Happy State Bank with much appreciation. Happy is really setting an example for everybody in this community for the importance and power of supporting your local university. All Texas A&M University systems, including especially WT, exist to increase opportunities for deserving and hardworking Texans. And Happy State Bank is part of that legacy now, and we're so excited to welcome you to the Texas A&M family once again. So once again, I want to say thank you to this gift, to Pat Hickman, to my friend Drayton McLean, and all of the members of the board of Happy State Bank for thinking of one of the best places on earth to build a really mighty ag school. And that's what's going to happen right here because of this. Thank you all very much.
Chancellor, thanks so much for your leadership and for being with us today here at WT. Next, it's my pleasure to introduce to you the Chairman and CEO of Happy State Bank and Trust in Happy, Texas, Pat Hickman. A banker for 42 years, he has run the $3.1 billion asset Happy State for the last 28 years, a period where it has grown from one branch with 6 employees to one with 34 locations and a staff of nearly 700 employees. Happy State also owns Gold Star Trust, the nation's largest trustee for self-directed precious metal IRAs. He's been a board member and chair of several community and banking groups, including his service as past chair of the Independent Bankers Association of Texas. It's my pleasure to introduce to you the man responsible for this gift. He is a leader not only in the banking industry, but also in the Texas Panhandle communities, which we so love and value, and whose spirited entrepreneurial vision has helped make significant institutional advancements possible right here at West Texas A&M University. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome J. Pat Hickman.
Thank you, Dr. Windler. You know, my children, they're not here, but they would tell you the most dangerous place in the world to stand is between me and an open mic. So I just warn you of that. That's the first thing I'll think. The second thing I'll say, my bride of 40 years is right over here. She was probably there 30-ish, 35 years ago when I made a vow that in these sorts of situations, one, Pat Hickman's name's been said too many times today. Pat gets these guys, don't tell them, but they pay me to do this. I mean, I love what I do. And I just get to represent a wonderful group of employees, great customers, et cetera, et cetera. But back to that vow, I made a vow about 30 years ago, said, Lord, if you ever let me have an opportunity to head a company such as this and to do this, we're going to let them know that it wasn't what I did, it wasn't what the folks did. Proverbs 3, 5, and 6 says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your path. Would you give me the luxury of a quick acknowledgement? Father, thank you. Thank you for great customers that trust us. Thank you for great investors that believed in us. Thank you for great directors that lead us. Thank you for stockholders that believe in us. But Father, thank you for heading this company now and for using us to do the right thing and do good things and to bring about greater prosperity, greater dreams coming true, and making this a better place to live. Not us, but you, Lord, and we appreciate it and we thank you. Amen. Okay. First off, I want to introduce about half of our board is right over here, and I'm proud to introduce Tom Burdett. Behind him, Mike Kuhlman, Vic Weir, Dr. Brian Sims, Trent Sizemore, Rocky Ferrer, Drayton McLean III and Drayton McLean Jr. are just those here today. Please clap for those guys, because I'll tell you. When the WT came to me and said, Pat, we want you to do this, and I'm going to tell you, when I went to the guys, I said, guys, they want $2.5 million is what they're kind of asking for. There wasn't a stutter. There wasn't a, it's WT, it's the Panhandle, that's what we do. Motion, they kind of fought over who made the motion and who made the second. They wanted to get their names in the minutes, being the guys that supported that the most. So I'm just telling you, that's the heart of this board of directors, and it was an easy gift. So first off, thank y'all. I'm going to take a personal aside real quick. I was raised a mile that way. I live today a mile that way. I was born a mile back over that way. My dad was the inventory director at WT. His office was across the street. My mother was a clerk at the WT bookstore, just not a stone's throw from here. When I was a little kid, every time the Buffs scored a touchdown, they shot a rocket off the stadium, and from 2 miles east of town to Buffalo Stadium, we'd run to the when they'd score, we'd run to the kitchen window to watch the rocket go off. I love WT, and it is so fitting. It is so fitting that Happy State Bank, it started in Happy, Texas. Today, we're the third largest ag lender in the state of Texas. Agriculture is our roots. Our first branch outside of Happy was in DeCanyon. This is our hub. This is our home. Everything about this gift just makes sense. Just a little additional color. There's a picture over here of 3 gentlemen. Back here, the one in the center, his name is L.T. Lester. He was our founder back in 1908. In 1910, he personally wrote a $10,000 check of the $110,000 that was raised by the people of Canyon to bring West Texas to Canyon, Texas. We've been in this school since day one. This is where we're supposed to be. We are so excited about how this gift is going to be furthered to help geographically our area, the ag industry that we all depend on, and is still the #1 job creator in this part of the world. And you know, it's just kind of the happy thing to do. It is. It'd be a big lie if I didn't just say we are happy to be here. Thank you all. Dr. Wendler, your leadership, you made this real easy. Chancellor Sharp, for you being here today, thank you so much. Mr. Engler has slipped in the door. His moniker now is over the entire School of Agriculture. Thank you, sir, for that giant gift. Yeah. We are so blessed to live here. And if you ask any preacher in the world, the English translation of the word blessed is happy.
Again, Pat and Happy State Bank, all of our supporters and distinguished guests that are with us this afternoon, we're thankful to each of you as you help us look forward and build WT's future and our position as the university of the top 26 counties of the great state of Texas. We couldn't do it without each of you, and we're thankful to all of you for that. Thanks for joining us today. Another great day at West Texas A&M University. I'm just dying to say a happy day, but I don't want to steal a line from Pat. But we are thankful. I appreciate that, Pat. But there's some refreshments and stay and visit, and we really do thank you all for coming out. We really do appreciate it. Soon, we're going to have another announcement when the facilities are finished, and we're going to do a little event over there, but that'll be in the fall sometime. But it's going to be a tremendous facility, and we're thankful to all of you for it. Thanks so much, Pat. One more round of applause for Happy State Bank.